Ready? Hello everybody, welcome to Street Fight Radio. I'm so glad you're here. We are in the basement. It's Wednesday night, time for a street fight. We do the live stream now every single week. Find it on Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, and Twitch. We are your #1 anarcho-comedy radio show on any station across the nation. We've been doing it out of Columbus, Ohio, 614 area code, holding it down for 8 years now. We've been trying to tell everybody that the system is rigged and we need a whole lot of mutual aid and camaraderie to get this motherfucking world to be right again. So, if you're down to start a horizontally organized party with the rest of us, welcome. If this is your first time, I recommend that you listen to a few shows because you never know what you're going to get. We like to talk about things like cryptozoology, the shape of the earth, and also police shootings. So there's a difference. There's like a whole cornucopia of things that you get from us. I want to let everybody know that we are going to be doing a live show in a few places on the West Coast, the left coast, as Nairi requested I call it. We are going to be in Seattle, Washington on January 5th. It's going to be at the Clockout Lounge. Doors at 9, show at 10. We're going to be in Portland, Oregon on January 6th. I just secured a place, Lola's Room at the Crystal Ballroom, or Lola's at the Crystal Ballroom, I think is the name of it. Those tickets are going to be up in the next 48 hours. Eugene, Oregon. We heard y'all were lit. We wanted to come see it for ourselves. So we're going to be there January 7th. Old Nick's Pub. Doors at 9. Show at 10. Tickets are available now. Oakland, California. The Golden Bull is holding it down for us. They're on 14th Street. 8 p.m. Door. Show at 9. Tickets are available. And then in Los Angeles, California, you're getting an early show there at the Satellite. It's going to be doors at 5, show at 6. So we're going to have to find a place to go party afterwards, but it's going to be a hell of a time. You can find all of that by going to streetfightradio.com. It's right there on the front page. On the left-hand side, you'll see that you can listen to the most recent episode. On the right-hand side, you'll see a link that says West Coast Tour, January 2019, and you can get all that. Plus, it's on Facebook events, too, if you're on there. Also, if you want into the super exclusive Street Fight group, message the page on any of the social medias. We're at Street Fight WCRS on Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, and all the rest. So, that is all of the bullshit. We're not sponsored by any sort of underwear companies or mattresses.
Yeah, no underwear companies, though?
No, I couldn't. The best underwear is clearance underwear at TJ Maxx or Marshalls. That's cheaper than any of the other stuff.
That's true. I mean, I Nordstrom Rack for me. Okay. No, I'm kidding. I only wear compression shorts from Target, so they're the most comfortable.
You're proletariat.
No, not really. Just not good at deciding that I deserve things.
Some of my favorite underwear I got were these like little trunks that said Poppy on them. The brand was Poppy, and I got those for like $3.50 from a Marshalls.
I have this
like designer shit. You don't even know about it, dude.
I have this really sick like memory from when I was working for a living, and I was driving to work one day, and I shit my pants basically. Like I cut a fart and it came out and was wet, and
right.
It's like, what the fuck am I gonna do here?
Emergency.
So I drove all the way. I was eating worse than I eat now and drinking a latte every morning on the way into work. So it was just like I was begging for that to happen. And I got to work and I was like, what the fuck am I gonna do about this? How am I gonna handle this? So I went into the bathroom and I took my underwear off and I was just going to throw them in the trash can, but they were Fred Flintstone underwear. And I was like, I can't have people seeing some Fred Flintstone underwear. That's embarrassing. Why am I wearing these things? Because I would get them every year for a gift. And that, my friends, was the day I quit wearing cartoon underwear.
Really? When you thought you were going to get caught?
I thought I threw them in a trash can outside. I got them. I wadded them up. I put them in my inside my Carhartts, my Carhartt bibs. I put them inside my Carhartt bibs. I walked out to the trash cans and just like really slickly, like put them in a trash can.
Just a little side move, just a little. So yeah, because that would be like, Quimby wears motherfucking Jetsons underwear and he poops in them.
He poops in his Flintstones underwear.
Is he one of those like adult baby guys?
I always wore them because like.
Basically,
I never wanted to buy underwear, so every Christmas I'd be like, buy me underwear. What kind of underwear do you wear? Boxers. Oh, here's some funny boxers for you. Here's some Guitar Hero boxers. It's like, please.
Something just subtle. Something that isn't white would be nice, too.
I'm an adult. Don't buy me those. Remember when in high school...
American flags would be nice.
I mean, I would do that. I would doo-doo in those on purpose, though.
Yeah, right.
Like, I would doo-doo in these American flag underwear on purpose. But yeah, I love getting underwear for a gift. Don't get me wrong. I'm not like complaining about that.
But you don't want mugs of beer on your underwear?
No, and I don't.
It seems fun though, right? It's not fun. It doesn't.
Well, it's like a lot of people will buy you for Christmas like a T-shirt. Like they are like, you like T-shirts, right? And I'm like,
they fit on your body.
I love T-shirts, and they'll be like, I see you wearing T-shirts with stuff on them all the time. You know, I'm wearing a Sheer Mag T-shirt right now. I wear wrestling T-shirts and Adidas T-shirts, and so people will be like, I got to get this fucking dude a T-shirt with something on it. Yeah. And then they'll fucking mail me, or I'll open the present. And I'll never forget this. I opened a present one year. It was just like an extra present. I think it was from my parents. They had given me other stuff. But I opened this present, and it says Guitar Hero, and it has Homer Simpson playing guitar on it. And I was like, I will never wear this in my entire life. Like, I could never wear this.
We wanted to give you something stylish.
Something funny.
Yeah. You're a jokester. You always like those silly shirts.
They did. It's really funny. Well, actually, what's really funny is when we went to Pittsburgh, I had to get a lighter because I didn't have a lighter for my smoking. And Jason got me one with a microphone on it. And I was like, the next week we were putting up our Christmas tree. And we were putting up our ornaments. And I realized I had an ornament that's a microphone. And I'm like, basically everybody looks at me and thinks microphone now.
Right, it's easy.
Yeah. Oh, Brian, he's a microphone guy.
Podcast dad gifts are going to replace golf gifts.
Yeah, microphone stuff. Oh, it's a microphone thing, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you love talking into microphones. I'm like, that's true, actually. You're not wrong. I do like talking into the microphone.
Right.
So, yeah, Christmas is coming up.
It's close.
This is mine and Brett's last normal weekend until January the 18th, which incidentally is my 40th birthday, so will not be a normal weekend.
Yeah, you're going to get your eyebrow pierced.
No. I have to be reminded on that day to get my eyebrow pierced on my birthday. I'll do it, though. I don't give a shit. Somebody's talking about how, like, I grew...
You're going to pass out.
I've had it done, dude.
You probably passed out.
No, I didn't. I was great at it. I was good at getting my eyebrow pierced. Yeah, I was like, just do it, man. My wife is going to fucking kill me when I get my... But you know what she has said over the years? I wish you still had your eyebrow pierced. At times she has said that. Because when we started dating was my eyebrow piercing.
Sure, she fell in love. She thought you were going to be someone that had your eyebrow pierced. She fell in love with someone with their eyebrow pierced. You've changed, and she has to deal with that.
Well, I turned into an adult that, like, isn't adorning myself with anything.
Catch it on too many seatbelts, and then you're just like, all right, no, enough of this. I had my nipple pierced, and I was just, like, caught it on so many seatbelts, and I was like, this isn't fucking cool at all.
My eyebrow was, like, the couch and stuff like that, or the pillow. Like, if you're doing anything active in a bed, which I never do, a lot of times you'll get, you'll move something and a sheet or some shit will catch your eyebrow piercing and pull on it. That's how it happened every time, man.
That makes my skin crawl.
It happened like 3 times, and I was like, the eyebrow piercing's not happening. I even have barbells too, which I thought would make it better, but actually made it worse because when it catches in that barbell, it like boom, pulls forward. Like I basically pulled 2 earrings out of my head. Like they migrated right out of my stupid fat head, man. Yeah.
They should have kept you away from those piercing needles.
Also cried when I almost passed out. I had my eyebrow pierced twice. And then I went to the mall to get my ears pierced. And when they pierced my ears, I fucking almost passed out. I was like, this hurts. This hurts worse than the eye. It does hurt worse than the eyebrow, but it hurt. It hurt real bad.
Yeah, because the difference is like the person at the piercing studio has like a cold heart to just push the steel through your flesh. And you've got some like gun shy and trainee at the like icing, you know, is using like a little plastic gun to like gingerly push an earring through.
Right. They also didn't put studs in my ear. They let me pick the earring, and everybody's like, yep. I know you know what I'm saying. They let me pick the earring, and I'm dumb. And they were like, yeah, we usually recommend you get a stud. And I was like, what about this hoop with this really heavy ball on it that would pull my ear down? And they got infected, and it was just not a good scene. My ear piercing phase was bad. I could not take care of it, dude.
They might as well just put a goddamn ice cube and done a hat pin through it.
I know. I couldn't do it. It was the most painful ever. And they did it with a gun. The gun.
Yeah.
Which they'll always tell you at the piercing place, like, you know, don't let them do it with the gun. Right. And then they'll give you all these explanations that are like, I don't know. I think they use a different gun every time.
No, I mean, the way they go in is not straight. And those things can go sideways and like give you a lot of scar tissue.
Oh, they didn't say. They told me that they use the same gun every time and they just put a new needle in and then it shoots all the gunk from the last person's ears into your ears. And I was like,
you have a lot of weird kid information. I don't know. I mean, this is before Google. Like, this is before you could just look it up.
It's not. I shouldn't be believing it anymore, is what you're saying. Like, I have a lot of information that I received as a teenager that I shouldn't believe anymore.
Oh man. Well, I mean, I understand what you're saying, but a guy on the playground once told me. This dude's older brother once said.
The guy I used to play curveball with told me. You ever play curveball?
Love curveball.
I wonder if our listeners play curveball or if that's just an Ohio thing.
No, I've seen it mentioned in Michigan memes.
Okay. Midwestern thing?
It's maybe? A Midwestern thing, maybe.
Okay. If Jason, let us know if anybody in the chat says they've ever played curveball. We need to know that. It's important information for us because curveball was very important to my life.
It was one of my favorite games. I mean, it passes the time so well. There's lots of ups and downs. You can be really good at it. And I one time played it with a bowling ball.
Yeah.
We found this old bowling ball and we were throwing it across the fucking street until it would smash. But it lasted for a while. It would bounce so fucking high in the air. We got curveball athletes.
Texas, never heard of curveball.
Okay.
So we got to explain curveball now.
Yes.
There's people that have never heard of curveball.
Right.
They're probably millennials. Millennials probably don't play curveball. They probably got a curveball app.
I don't know if you need a neighborhood. You need a street for it.
That's true. If you're a city person, you're not playing curveball.
Yeah, you can't have parked cars on every inch of the side of the road. That's why it wouldn't work in my street because there are parked cars nose to nose.
That's true. On my street, I played on the day I graduated college on my street.
Okay.
Me and my dad played against each other, and I whooped his ass.
So the game is you take a basketball, and you each stand on a different side of the road, and you have to shoot the basketball, and if you hit the curb, you get points.
And you got to hit the curb, and it has to bounce back past the part of the curb that's like the hill. It has to bounce back a certain part of the curb. It can't just bounce straight up. That don't count. And once it bounces back, you get to walk to the middle of the street, and then you get to bounce it as many times from the middle, sort of like a free throw as you can. You play to 21. Oftentimes in my neighborhood, you had to win by 2. Yeah. So it was some game.
There's also a lot of variations too, because we used to play where like if you hit the curb and you could run up and catch it, like before it hit the ground again, then that would give you extra points. We did also play if it went vertical and bounced up and bounced again like 2 times.
2 points?
Yeah.
We did that too. We
Yeah.
did that too. Okay, listen, for the listeners that are asking for this, me and Brett are going to play curveball on the stream one day. Let it get a little bit warm. Maybe when we're out on the West Coast, or if we're somewhere where we can play curveball, me and Brett will do a curveball game on the stream. Maybe we'll do a curveball league this summer.
Sure.
There's enough Street Fight fans in Columbus to do a curveball league.
Of course, we should get on Shark Tank and take like plastic fake curbs that we sell at like Target
We do love
and
games.
Walmart.
Me and you are guys that love like
I love
yard games. Like
Yeah.
any yard game that I can get my hands on. Anytime I gotta throw something at something else, I'm happy.
Oh, anytime I have to stand across from somebody and just throw something with precision, I'm in my element. And if you got to win by 2, and if you got to get to 21, that's like hits all of my favorite things.
Right. The game where I've been really itching to play that ladder ball game.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I never played it before, but I'm itching for it. I just gotta play it.
Yeah,
man.
it's
There's
tricky.
also one where there's also one they play on campus in Columbus, Ohio, where it's like a thing set up and then they put a beer bottle on it. You gotta knock that fucker off with a frisbee.
Right.
I like that game too.
Yeah, it looks like a good game.
Yeah. So
running down a frisbee gets tiring too.
we're pro gaming.
Yes.
But outside. You kids need to go outside.
Right.
I'll bet curveball dies in the next 5 years in Ohio.
It'll have a resurgence.
Yeah, because me and you are going to fucking have a curveball league in Columbus next year, this summer. And it's going to be like half curveball, half professional wrestling. You got to have a character.
Okay.
And
interesting.
We'll all just go out and like, we'll get, a few different people and we'll have a curveball league. Okay. I've always wanted to do it. We'll put a prize at the end. Let's do this. Put that in the list.
Your own curb?
What?
You're gonna pour a curb, or are you gonna find a? How are you gonna? Where are you gonna?
You got to motherfucking. It's like golf. You got to go find you got to deal with the things that are going on in that area of the world.
Well, golf. Don't they just smash everything and make it into a golf course?
Right. Yes, but like that golf course has. Maybe this golf, like frisbee golf,
There's
right?
hazards.
Yeah, like frisbee golf. There's like trees and shit like that.
There's
like
a Mazda Miata that if you hit it, the guy's gonna come out and throw a fucking fit.
You deal with the environment that you're in. We'll find a few environments that are reliable, that we know that we can have no cars, and we'll do it that way.
Okay.
Like different fields. We'll call them different field names. And shit. I got it all figured out, man. You just come back to me on this later. I can't believe you remembered the eyebrow piercing thing, so now I'm thinking you're going to remember the curveball thing.
Yeah, I love curveball.
Let's get to some stuff, dude. I got something this week that, came just in time for Christmas. We have a new Uline manifesto. Liz Uline is at it again. She wrote something in their latest catalog, and every time they come out, we get it and we read it.
Yeah, thank you. Not thank you. To all the people that send the catalogs to my house, please don't. We can get them digitally.
Well, people love to hear us find out what's going on with Liz Uline. For those of you that are new, Uline is a company that sells like office supplies and shit really cheap and is run by
a really weird, crazy tyrant.
Yeah, like conservatives that are horrible.
They are buying a private part of Michigan and creating some sort of like billionaires getaway community that they own every business.
Yeah. But the strange thing about Uline, and we gotta explain this for new people because there's new people getting on every day. The real strange thing about Uline is they release a catalog every year that they send to people's workplaces. And they put a crazy rant in it. Yeah. A really conservative rant in it from their owner, Liz Uline.
Anti-marijuana.
Anti-union.
Anti-immigration.
Very anti-union. Just really anti-labor. Let's see what they're up to this month, Brett. You ready? Yeah. Darwin is a tropical port city in Australia's Northern Territory. We visited Darwin last winter on a trip to that part of the world. Of course, Liz Uline goes to Australia. I just had somebody tell me that they were like, we were thinking about going to Australia. And then they looked up the ticket prices and they were like, well, that's a place I'm never going to see.
Right. Right.
That's what happened to me the other day. I was looking up places. I looked up Paris and Hawaii and Japan. Hawaii seems maybe in the future.
Okay.
I can see myself being able to drop $2,700 maybe for 3 tickets to Hawaii. Okay. Maybe. I'm not saying I have that now or I'm very close to that, but I can see it happening.
Okay.
Japan never. Over $1,000 every time. And Paris never. $1,300 every time. So, but these people are just getting to go to Australia. Like,
Right.
they don't give a shit, you know? Oh, fuck. Brett, I have to scroll through all my sexy Popeye pictures to get back to this.
Okay. What else is?
I'm obsessed with
Uline's
sexy
got?
Popeye.
I believe someone wrote in and said that they are women aren't allowed to. Women have to wear skirts, right?
Yes.
Or dresses. Women can't wear pants at the Uline office. Was another one over there.
Yeah. All right.
Weird.
Yeah,
rules.
they're just really regressive. Most of Australia's natural resource exports, such as oil, gas, and gold, ship from there. 75% of Australia's exports now go to China. In 2015, China signed a 99-year lease to control the port. Not too many Americans are aware of this.
Oh,
well,
no.
That's because it's none of our fucking business.
Right.
Why would we fucking... I don't care. It's
Yeah.
Australia. It's over in Australia. Fuck it.
that's
They're allowed to
there.
lease shit out.
Let them do their business. What are you spying on them for?
These fucking people, man, these business people think they just... Oh, no, we should own the world.
Right.
It's actually that we should own the world. Silk Road all over again. Oh, this is going to get marginally racist. The port of Darwin is just one of a dozen of ports Chinese companies control in over 30 countries. They also control ports in Oman, Malaysia, Indonesia, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, and Cambodia. It's part of their $1 trillion Belt and Road Initiative, an enormous network of land and sea routes connecting China to Europe, Southeast Asia, and Africa. So there's some information that they thought you needed. So why does this matter? Asks Liz Uline. If you control the trade routes, you control the trade. When these projects are done in 2025, China's systems of ports, railroads, pipelines, and factories will cover more than 60 countries and touch 25% of all goods and services sent around the world. Sounds like another country I know of would love to do that. It seems this is one of those things where they think, you know, we should be doing this, not China. This isn't like, they're not against necessarily doing this. They're against China doing this.
Yeah. No, it's very openly just saying, can you believe they're doing this? And it's like, I mean, you hang out with cutthroat business people all the fucking time. They probably would love to trade positions with those people.
Where do you think Uline gets some of their stuff from China?
Have to. How do you get anything for cheap? Almost all of it is.
I know.
I don't know what wouldn't be made in China.
I know. Maybe if you weren't throwing all your money into their economy, they wouldn't be able to do that. Just a guess. I mean, I'm not trying to.
Yeah, don't try to act too smart now.
Not going to get tied up in your stuff, but
Right.
you're now complaining about China owning a bunch of stuff while you're sending a lot of money to China. It just to me seems like, oh, maybe I shouldn't do that.
Yeah. I could also, put my money where my mouth is.
Yeah. Plus, you're able to open up sweatshops in the United States basically now. I mean, what's the minimum wage in most states? You
Right.
know? In addition, China has built 7 man-made islands in the South China Sea. They have installed air and naval bases on them. This aggressive move by China is getting a lot of countries riled up. Okay. Americans know all of the salacious details of our politicians and movie stars, but not nearly as much on important global affairs like this. So this isn't it, but this isn't the whole thing, but this is part of it. And then we move to the next one.
For people that, like, if you order enough bathroom, like, toilet tissue, then you will get a free camo coffee cup with, like, the local football team's logo on it.
Yeah.
Like, that's also, this is at the end in that catalog. Like, right where the little order form you tear out. Like, this is right next to it.
Right. I mean, like, I just don't, what am I worried about in this situation? Like, how does this affect me in any way?
Right.
I don't care what China owns.
Yeah, no, they're pretty much they think that they're going to go for global domination.
Okay, fine. That's okay.
Right. I mean, yeah, it's just what it would be like. I'm being dominated either way. So.
I know. That's what we talked about this a long time ago, but it's like back when the conservatives were saying like ISIS is going to come marching into our neighborhoods and turn us all into and kill us all if we don't join ISIS. And I was like, well, I'll just join ISIS then. I mean, it's
right.
not that hard to figure out here. And if China comes
fit in and get by and then have your fun, you know, and don't get in trouble with the don't let them throw you in jail or kill you.
That's what we're doing now.
Right.
It's the same thing with like Red Dawn. You watch that Red Dawn movie and North Korea comes over here or Russia comes over here and it's like, fine, I'm Russian now, I guess. I don't know. I'm not real married to this America idea either.
Right. Like, I'll join. I'll duke it out with your people too. I'll tell you all your fucking system sucks too.
Be snitching on people. I heard he doesn't like China. I heard this guy's patriotic.
Yeah.
This is a 3%. He's
got a Blue Lives Matter flag. Jeez.
Oh, problem. Okay, and then some to Wisconsin. There are 90 miles between Milwaukee and Chicago. Okay. In between these two Midwest cities, there is a lot of space. Sometimes endless cornfields and water. Uline moved our corporate headquarters across the Illinois border to Wisconsin 8 years ago because we needed space. Pleasant Prairie, Wisconsin had plenty of it.
Okay.
I'm sure that's not the only reason they moved. I don't know what the laws are or anything like that. I can't get... Sensing Silicon Valley and Boston are two tapped-out, expensive, high-tech areas, a company called Foxconn decided to place a big bet on southeastern Wisconsin for a new technology hub. Today, Wisconsin Governor Scott Walker is calling this corridor Wisconn Valley. By the way, Foxconn is the bad guys over in China. They're the ones that run those plants. And the people in Wisconsin hate this fucking plant. They didn't want it there.
Right.
And
it's got a bargain for it, though. Got him a real sweet deal.
They did get him a sweet deal. I mean, that's what you get now. You're a big billion-dollar huge company. You roll into a city and say, I'm thinking about building something here. And then they hand you a bunch of fucking money that they say they don't have any other time you ask for something.
Right.
They go, well, we need socialized medicine. Whoa, we don't got money for that. Foxconn wants to come in. $48,000 for each person that lives in the state. Like they always, we need student loan debt to be erased. We can't do that. That sets a terrible precedent. Right. Well, here, let's hand Jeff Bezos a couple $1 billion. The Taiwanese electronics giant is best known for manufacturing Apple components. In Wisconsin, they will be building advanced 8K flat screen displays and working on high-speed 5G cellular products. They broke ground on a $10 billion manufacturing facility right in our backyard. Foxconn is saying this will create 13,000 jobs and thousands more through an extensive supply chain. There are a lot of farm fields here. I sure wish I had bought some land. I sure wish I would have bought some land. New houses are selling like hotcakes right now. Geography certainly is interesting these days.
Okay.
Liz Uline. So... She's nervous about China. She's got a lot of like real thoughts about China right now.
Yeah.
Last month it was Amazon, right? Last time she was freaking out about Amazon. But this China one is good because it's just them getting out, to use a dumb word, outfoxed. They're getting like they're getting a rug pulled out from under them.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And they're just furious about it.
Well, yeah, and I want them to say what their solution is. Like, they're terrified all the time, and they have horrible solutions, but she just needs to come out and say what a horrible solution is.
What is the thing? Yeah, she just said a bunch of stuff, and she's like, this is what's going on. And it's like, so what do we do about it? What do you think needs to happen? Do we have to say, China, you're not allowed to buy stuff anymore?
Right.
Which seems like a really odd stance for a business like Uline to take.
Right.
Or is America supposed to start buying stuff too? Are we going to just start buying everything? And I hate how these countries... Look, I don't want China buying shit. I'm going to tell you the truth. I don't want any countries buying shit. I hate when people own land and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Like when people own... We're against this property thing. Property is theft, obviously. And we don't want this at all. I don't want to hand over a bunch of land to fucking Foxconn. a bunch of farmland. I want to grow food on farmland, or I want to fucking have a big piece of land that doesn't have an enormous factory on it. I enjoy that. I enjoy just having land where there's no monetization happening. I know it sounds nuts.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't even see the point of doing all this business. I guess if it was like, can we stop selling all the Uline stuff, that would be fucking helpful.
Well, that's me and you
Most
being
of the Uline stuff.
I mean, somebody called into the call-in show this week that you weren't at, and they started talking about like degrowth and how like that is like the only possibility right now. Like we have to like come to terms with the fact that we have to degrow the economy,
right,
in order to like, you know, I don't think you can stop climate change, but in order to like, you know, slow it down or whatever, like we have to like cool it on making the 8K TVs.
Right.
You know? Like,
right. We have quite a bit.
But it's like so much luxury. Like we have so much luxury. I mean, we're like all the tech just in this room that we're using right now to do this show. And like our whole lives are like wrapped around tech and acquiring tech and like buying things and like just burning up the economy because that's the way it's set up. You know, it's set up that it has to be infinite growth. And that means it doesn't exist. There's a finite amount of resources that it can run out. It's not impossible for things to run out.
Right. But how much you want to stagger that or like hinder some technology like has helped in a bunch of ways and could help us in bigger ways in the future, you know?
Right. I'm just saying like some of the personal electronic stuff that we're manufacturing where it's like, we've said this before, the phones are fine. Phones, we don't need a new phone every 2 years or every year. Apple doesn't need to make a new phone every year.
Yeah, and it's like how many things that like that new business in China is for like a slime convention, like swag bags just filled with stuff that people don't want.
Yeah.
Or like my favorite, I always talk about insurance agent magnets.
Yes.
Like those just are such a blight on the world.
Yes. I mean, we have to seriously think about how much luxury we deserve because in the future, we're not going to have this much luxury. I mean, within our lifetimes, we might not be able to have this much luxury. It might be gone. Things might be different. Somebody posted something this week about like, you know, beef, where it's like, you know, if you eat meat every day, could you cut it down to 2 days a week? And that would make, if we all just cut it down to 2 days a week, it would fucking change everything.
Right.
And I just pictured somebody screaming, I will not cut down to 2 days a week.
Yeah.
It's like, that's an unacceptable ask, but it's like, you're going to be forced to. Like, it's catastrophic, folks. Like, we don't all get to have everything we want all the fucking time. That's just
birthday cake Pop-Tarts, man.
Vanilla milkshake. The ones you're making fun of me for that I eat now that I go to Target to get because they don't sell it at a grocery store. That's what I'm saying, though. I'm saying that like that I'm a problem too. You know, I am not saying that I'm not a drain on anything, but when people say that the billionaires are doing all the polluting and stuff, that's true, but they're doing it because we demand to have things to buy. We like demand there always be things to buy.
Always upgrading. Most of the TVs are fine. We're throwing away good fucking decent TVs and not fixing anything, and things are just, the quality of shit has gone so downhill.
Yeah. I just I go to this grocery. I go to a Kroger in a high population area where I live. There's just a ton of people. It's in the city. And it's where most people live, and a lot of people live in the city. So it's like a very high population area. And they are out of stuff a lot. And the way I act when they're out of things is just the height of like what's wrong with the world. Right. You know? Like I just fucking throw my hands up. I'm like, fuck, they're always out of fucking everything. And it's like
Yeah.
Well,
you're surrounded by food.
I know. I'm standing. Oh my God. They're out of the chocolate Pop-Tarts. Who's out of the chocolate Pop-Tarts? And they have fucking 15 other kinds of Pop-Tarts. And I'm screaming because they don't have the one kind that I want. Why are they fucking out of the... Why are they always out of it? Why are they always out of everything? And... they should be. Why are they out of fucking blueberries? I don't know, because you can't fucking grow blueberries in the winter in Ohio.
Sure.
That's why they're out of fucking blueberries. But it's an entitlement that's like, that I think rammed into you from your whole life. Like, you're to believe that it's like that disease of being a customer. It's that thing of like, I'm a perpetual customer and I want what I want when I want it. And I want to be able to fucking go get it. Yeah. You know?
Yeah, I mean, we do blow through stuff. And I see, like, I try to get used toys for my daughter and stuff because there's just so many things that are bought and purchased, shipped all over the fucking world and are used like 3 or 4 times and then just set to rot somewhere, you know?
The toy thing is really wild if you have a kid and you've ever went shopping at a like a Once Upon a Child or like a consignment shop and it's just totally full of stuff that looks like it's never been used.
Yeah, yeah.
And I mean, at least they're attempting to reuse it.
No, that's the way to go.
You know, but a lot of people don't attempt at all to reuse it. I mean, think of all the ones that just go in the trash because they aren't using it anymore.
Right.
I know people with houses full of toys that just don't want to fucking get rid of them because they don't want to put them in the trash. And they're like, these are worth some money, you know?
Right,
and it's like, just give them to some kid. Just give them away.
Yeah.
Just
help prevent another purchase.
Yes. But again, it's not the individual consumers.
We can't talk about, like, man, remember, that's what I was thinking about some of those old TV shows when it would just be like a hard camera on, you know, couple people sitting around a table smoking cigarettes and, you know, drinking and shit.
Yeah.
Like, you could have like way more outrageous conversations about like, and just bring up like a bummer topic like that. I feel like, you know.
Well, I think that you should be able
can't
to
engage. Like, it's really become a parody of like how perfect and PR like shaped, and I don't know, these people have like been run through all kinds of consumer testing to just go out there and spread like this completely ignorant, stupid fucking message.
Yeah. And it is hard. You're right. Like, if you're just chilling with your friends, hanging out, and you're having a conversation, it's that poptimism thing. It's a optimistic. You're supposed to be optimistic, and you're supposed to be like talking about the good things because we're having good times right now. But that doesn't fix the bad things. The bad things are like, it's like, for years we've been deciding we need to sit down and only talk about the good things when we're hanging out with our friends and we're partying, and the bad things just keep getting bigger and more bad every year.
Yeah. Well, actually, that was funny. I did a market research group for a fitness supplement, and they mentioned, like, they asked us what we liked about this and that, asked us all these questions. Then they finally presented us with a product, and they mentioned that it would be like a 5-hour energy, like a little shot thing. And I was like, I just said out loud, I said, honestly, I would never buy this product because the thought of throwing away a little plastic bottle every single day would severely affect my mental health and like my life. And so I could not sign up for making this product a part of my life.
Right.
And then a bunch of people kind of nodded along with me, but I doubt they were thinking that. You know?
No, nobody really thinks about the waste. It was like how, like, I basically wanted to go hide under my bed when my wife got a sample of Blue Apron.
Yeah.
Like, I saw the stuff. I saw, like, an individual chive wrapped in plastic, and I just wanted to go, like, hide somewhere. I felt like, no.
I always feel weird when people come over, too, because there's no paper towels in my house, and we use, like, rags and napkin. Like, we use cloth napkins, and, like, my family all thinks that, like, we just can't, I don't know, like, we just can't afford to pay for paper towels or something, or I don't know what it is, or we just have fucked up values, or we're lazy. But it's like, no, we don't. I don't like.
We don't use paper towels in the house. I don't like using paper plates, and I know that's like, I know that's like means that I'm doing dishes, but it's like I don't like eating on paper plates anyway. I just hate them, and I like don't want people to come to my house and eat off of something and then throw it in the trash. I can't let that happen, you know?
Yeah.
I love like those zero impact man things. Like when a dude is just like, I just want to be zero impact. It's like, right on, man. Or when you're like,
it's something we should all be working on.
Yeah. I spent all year and all I have, all the trash I made is in this little shopping bag. And it's like, that's beautiful. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, like for me, like I really with even, you know, being as comfortable as I am now, which is the most I've ever been in my life financially, our household at least, like I just still have very few want of things that are, you know, that I can't get used. Like I'm trying to put together a gym for the basement right now, and I just looking on Facebook Marketplace and still stuff shows up, you know, and it's just never going to be. I just can't see the point. I just don't see the point of chasing all of like the brand new stuff all of the time. It just doesn't pay out, you know?
Yeah.
And it just makes you miserable, and you're always needing something else. You know what's crazy is I actually fought this urge because when we were going to go stay in Kentucky at Buckhorn Lake, we were going to go on like this hiking weekend, everybody, the whole family. And there were so many like cyber deals going on for hiking boots. And like, I was so primed to buy hiking boots. And I just kept telling Erica about like all the features on these hiking boots and shit, you know?
Yeah.
The lacing systems, the fucking membranes, the fucking arch support, like all of it. Tread patterns, lugging. And then I didn't pull the trigger, and I just wore this old beat up pair of running shoes I had. And it fucking worked perfect. And I've like said to her at the end, I was like, I feel great because we had this good time, did all this walk and did all this, and I also didn't buy the stupid fucking shoes that I was just like doing everything I could to like accidentally swipe my card and get some. Like, oops, someone pushed me into the fucking chip reader.
Yeah. I just wish there was like a way that like we could condition people to not believe that there's unlimited shit out there. Like if there was a way to be like,
it's true.
Like maybe if they don't, maybe even that, like when you go to the grocery store, how they pull everything to the front. Maybe they just shouldn't do that anymore. That would even be a step in the right direction, where it's like you have to reach back to grab something, and it's like, this is it, motherfucker, I don't have any more.
And there is a lot that could be accomplished if we just everybody took the shit that was in their garage and put it in one place so that we could all just use it. Because the fucking saw that you get out once a year could be used by somebody else that's going to go buy a saw to use once a fucking year.
Oh yeah, there could be a fucking community saw.
Yeah.
I totally believe that. When like I would love, this is my communism popping in, I would love a community tool library and then outlaw buying tools.
Right. Privately owned tools will be confiscated and returned to the people's library.
Yeah. I mean, that's a beautiful idea to me. Books are the same way, printing off books.
Motherfucker, you're sleeping. We just broke into your garage to get that saw because you aren't fucking using it. Go back to bed.
Yeah.
If you wake up in the morning, you need a saw, walk down to the fucking library and go grab a saw. There'll probably be one there.
Go get then that solves the problem of getting rid of Home Depots too.
Right.
Which is a beautiful thing.
And you get to try out all the equipment, right?
Yeah.
This includes bobcats and caterpillars and shit. Like if you want to get your fucking backyard dug up, you can go get one.
True. I love that idea. I would love to have access to those. And like things just get done that way. All right, Brett, we got a story that got sent to us by a few people. And when a few people send you a story, you have to do it.
Yeah.
And this is from the Washington Post business section. And I don't want to read I kind of don't want to read the headline because it just gets into it gets way too into the story. So this is written by Danielle Paquette from the Washington Post. Economists report that workers are starting to act like millennials on Tinder. They're ditching jobs with nary a text.
Yeah. Yeah, this one is great.
Yeah.
This is just like, ding dong ditch.
It's not though, really.
Yeah.
It's actually, you're breaking an etiquette rule that shouldn't be an etiquette rule. I think is what I want to say.
I'm going to say I actually did this. I've mentioned, I feel like I tell this story so many times on the show, but when I did work at a company, Charlotte was going to be born, and from that day forth, I was going to be a stay-at-home dad. So this was all planned. Mm-hmm. There was a fucking conundrum where I asked my boss for a bonus because I was like, I'm about to not have a job. Let's get some money. I got fired. I stumbled into a place that Charlotte was born in February. I got this job in like December. So I knew I was going to be there for 2 months. And I put up with hell. Disappeared.
Yeah, you should.
And you know why? Because they were awful asshole people, and they were just terrible to work for, and there was no reason that I should have paid them any respect because they didn't treat me with any at all.
Right. Had they given you the bonus, you would have been less likely to walk out.
Yeah.
Right.
No, that was a different job.
Well, or whatever you asked. You said you went in and asked for something.
No, I know.
You'd be less likely to quit.
I got a job for 2 months.
Yeah.
With the intention of only being there for 2 months.
Right.
Without telling them.
And you ghosted on that 2 months.
And I just ghosted on the 2 months.
Yeah, but I think if
I wouldn't have done that had... There was that wasn't the bonus job.
Okay. Well, I'm saying that I think you would have probably felt as
you're right.
though you needed to give them notice had they given you the bonus and treated you like a fucking, a person that has needs and stuff.
Right.
Yeah. A number of contacts said that they have been ghosted, a situation in which a worker stops coming to work without notice and then is impossible to contact.
Yeah. Don't give a fuck. It's just like, I never want to see you again.
I don't like you.
I'm doing this to hurt your feelings. I'm doing this because I don't respect you as a fucking person.
And it's honestly...
I'm sending a message.
Honestly, as like a way of doing things, it's cool because, like, okay, I have had this said to me 500 times today. Because I said that 2 weeks notice is a scam. 2 weeks notice is the etiquette of 2 weeks notice is stupid, and it's dumb. And it's wrong, and they don't give you the same courtesy. And then, so you have to think, people will be like, oh, you're screwing the other workers when you walk out on a shift. If you're slammed and you walk out on a shift. I'm going to tell you right now that this has happened 100 times while I was at a job, and I never got mad at the person that walked out.
No, I didn't either.
You can't be mad at the person that ghosted. Nobody is. They're like, get it. Ghost it up.
They got fed up. They couldn't deal with the bullshit. That's why I'm here.
I'm still going to deal with the bullshit.
I'm going to do the bullshit.
I've discovered that this bullshit right here is worth my time. They decided
some
that
people
the bullshit was not.
Some people can handle it. I don't blame them.
Yeah.
No, I've never shit on that person.
You just don't hold it against somebody. It's not, you're like, good on you.
How great is it when somebody leaves an office and slams a door, and then you go on lunch and you call them and you're like, so what the fuck did just happen in there?
How great is it when you like work at a restaurant or something on the line or whatever, and one of the kitchen people walks out, and the fucking guy in a dress shirt that comes in that's a dick to you all the time, the manager, has to roll his sleeves up and put on an apron and do that person's job.
Yeah. Like, oh, Rick's sweating today. Rick, don't stop sweating in the chicken, Rick.
You want me to teach you how to do that, Rick?
Yeah.
Here's how we do it back here when you're yelling at us. Oh man, anytime somebody ghosted on a cable company, they would generally just spread the jobs out and add them to everybody else. But there were a few times where they couldn't do that, and the manager would have to put his fucking boots on, start his van up, and go do jobs. And those days made me feel so fucking good.
Yeah, that's like a
gift.
They
were miserable. And also, when somebody walks out of a job, it kicks ass because it puts management on their heels. Because they don't know how many other people... Because, like, at that time, they're like, how many other people are this mad that they might quit? Like, how on the edge are we here?
Right.
You know?
Right. You're getting a temperature test.
Because if somebody's stomping out the door, it's... I will say if an employee is stomping out of the door in the middle of a shift, and they had been a reliable employee who had been there, which is generally who does it. Yeah. It's not fuck-ups don't really stomp out in the middle of shift, or fuck-ups don't really ghost, because they like I'm a fuck up. I love quitting. It's like my favorite thing. I will never ghost somebody because then I don't get the satisfaction of cussing at them and yelling at them. So like when the saddest fuck, I can't even remember what I was saying.
Sorry.
Let's do this.
Loud crumpling going on.
So national data on economic ghosting is lacking. The term, which usually applies to dating, first surfaced in 2016 on dictionary.com, but companies across the country say silent exits are on the rise. Analysts blame America's increasingly tight labor market. Job openings have surpassed the number of seekers for 8 straight months, not true, and the unemployment rate has clung to a 49-year low of 3.7% since September. Janitors, baristas, welders, accountants, and engineers, they're all in demand, said Michael Hicks, a labor economist at Ball State University in Indiana. More people may opt to skip tough conversations and slide right into the next thing. You know, that's a kind of another thing, too, if you ask me. Like, I don't want to have... Some people aren't geared... I mean. Some people aren't built to quit a job. And, hey, if the job is going to ghost you, you know, because jobs... They call you into a room with 25 or with 100 other people, and they'll just say, you don't have a job anymore. This job's done, and it's over, and you don't have a job anymore. Right. What kind of courtesy is that? You know, if you want 2 weeks' notice, maybe on the other end, at-will employment could go away. That would be nice, you know?
Yeah, sorry.
Why hassle with a boss and a bunch of out-processing, he said, when literally everyone has been hiring. Recruiters at global staffing firm Robert Half have noticed a 10 to 20% increase in ghosting over the past year. DC District President Josh Howar said. Applications blow off interviews, new hires turn into no-shows, workers leave one evening and never return.
Well, I mean, and they've the thing about it is that the hiring people, you have to know how much has changed, that people are switching jobs so quickly and don't need, like, they're able to get a job without having a reference, you know?
Right, and somebody brought this up to me, Ion Ohio on Twitter brought this up to me today, but how many jobs really replace somebody 2 weeks in that 2 weeks anyway? They never do. It takes months to hire somebody, and generally at a lot of these corporate jobs, they'll try to last without the person. They'll just try to eliminate the position and just put the other work on other people. Right. The 2 weeks is pointless. It's stupid. Like, you know, you get countless stories. We get countless stories of people who put their 2 weeks in and get fired, walked out, get their hours cut, get treated like fucking garbage for that 2 weeks. Why would you do it? What incentive is there to do that? Especially when the laws are that if your employer calls and asks for a reference, they're not allowed to say anything.
Right. I mean, I guess they presume that the person that's hiring you next is going to call that location and talk to that person. They're going to say, you know what? They totally ghosted on me when they left.
Yeah.
And that's supposed to mean something. And it's like, I mean, can they do this job, though?
Yeah. Would they be good at the job? Were they good at working?
Could they do the job?
I mean...
maybe you just run a piece of shit place, and I don't know. I'm trying to think because I do so much. You do so much lying on job applications, and this year actually was a fake reference for somebody, like on the phone.
Yeah,
like I had the conversation, was like, oh yeah, they were great, they were always chipping in, you know.
It's just wild out there.
Yeah, I would
do job market. I'll do that too.
People are doing that.
Patreon, let's Patreon tier for us to be references.
Yeah, I can say, oh yeah, they were great. I can do that.
Yeah, there's two things I want.
No, never, not them.
There's two things I want in the store. I want you to be able to pay for me and you to be your job reference, and I want to make those funeral cards for people so that they can get into a bereavement day.
Yeah, we need to start printing. We need to make newsprint of fake obituaries.
We'll make an obituary and then one of them little cards, like the thing you pick up at the funeral to prove. We could sell those for sure.
We could just pick a day each month because you have to get the date right. Or maybe when you order it.
When you order it, we'll fucking type in the date and a name for you. We'll make up a name for you too. You know?
I feel like I got to do this.
Hey, I do too. Because
newsprint's cheap.
Yeah.
They print any old garbage on that shit.
Recruiters at Global... so I want to go back to something they said here first. I want to look at the 3 things that they're saying are happening. Applicants blow off interviews. I've done that. because
What? Okay.
like you fill out the application and then they're like, I want to interview you. And then you're like, well, I already got another job. Or like, I heard this place sucks. I don't want to do it. I didn't really want to work here anyway.
Yeah.
I just filled out the application. When I was a teenager, the way you did things, and it's even more like this today, was you went and did a blast of like, you just drove to different places and filled out applications. Today, it's even more of a blast.
Just
you go
online.
out and just blast out your resume to 100 places on fucking line.
Yeah.
You know, most of them you don't even want to work at. You're like, I hope I don't get this one.
See what happens. Yeah.
How many times have you applied for a job and then immediately thought, oh, I hope I don't
Yeah.
get this one?
I'm just doing this to get credit, just so that people think I'm looking for a job.
Yeah. I've applied for a lot of jobs I hoped I didn't get.
Yeah.
I always had such a hard time like getting a job. And I think now that we've been able to like analyze my past on the radio for 8 years, I was bad at getting a job. It wasn't necessarily like the people getting jobs, but also in my defense, I'm a person that exists in this world, and there are a lot of other people like me
That's true.
that exist in this world that have to get a job to survive.
Yes.
So what do we do?
Got to accommodate.
Yeah, what do we do? What really, though? I'm serious. Like, what do we do for guys that are like, I'm going to wear shorts to this job interview? I wore shorts to my cable job interview. I wore shorts and a button-up shirt. But it had a collar. I was like, it's got a collar on it. I wear these
fancy.
Element shorts with it and a pair of nice fucking Etnies shoes. And I'll go in here and get
perfect.
the interview off. And I also didn't like shake the guy's hand. But I looked really good when I came in. I mean, it was good looking.
Sharp.
No, like more like oh, he's nice. He's dressed like a kind skater,
Yeah.
like a preppy skater.
Buttoned all the way up.
Yeah, I did the whole like short sleeve button up t-shirt, buttoned all the way up, and a pair of Elements khaki colored shorts. And a pair. I didn't know.
That skater just got back from church. Oh, you know what? Actually, he's my 11 o'clock interview.
Yeah, I have no idea why I did it. You know, it was such a weird choice, and I changed that after the next job. I can't believe I got the job. I still can't believe I got, on top of passing the fucking drug test.
Yeah.
Like, I can't believe I got the job, but I ended up getting a job. So
Yeah, I got one. I walked in. I was in flip flops and like sweatpants that I cut into shorts that were all like ragged and uneven, and a mohawk that was just laying on its side.
that's why the teachers tell you to dress like you're going to get interviewed that day. Well, I remember a teacher told me that in school. I was like, why? If you ain't going to get interviewed, why waste wearing dress up clothes one day?
Yeah,
I hate wearing those things.
Yeah, I don't have to put that fucking belt on.
I don't put that monkey suit on and go and put the belt on.
Yeah.
I mean, I've probably worn a tie 3 times in my entire life.
Really?
I don't even know how to tie
Just
it.
don't
I
do
wouldn't
it.
know. I just never think to do it. I think I look better without one anyway.
Sure.
The next one's new hires turn into no-shows. And that's another thing where, like, you know, you get bad vibes at the interview. You don't owe them anything. What do you owe them?
What do they want to be able to scold you?
Yeah.
Like, I'm really disappointed in you, Ashley.
Yeah.
During the interview, we had such a connection. You said you liked a lot of the flavors of the coffee that we serve here. And now you're telling me you're hitting the bricks? Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
I want to see your best. I told you I expect your best. I'm not going to let you quit.
They would fucking think you were a weirdo if you called and said after the interview and stuff like that. If you called and were like, I just decided I'm not going to take this job
Actually,
at Starbucks.
They wouldn't think you were a weirdo. They would appreciate it. I mean, it is easy.
It
to
is.
do.
Yeah, but it's like, who cares?
It's not necessary.
It's easy, but I think the person... Well,
But
I guess
you-
they
but-
would be like, I appreciate it. If it was me answering the phone, though, just personally, and I'm sure there are a lot of other people out there that agree with me, I would be like, this weirdo just called and told me they weren't going to make it in. But then again, it's like...
But it's because they feel like they're like a fucking king or a queen, and that they rule like employment, and it's like, you know what? Ashley just ghosted on me. You know, like it's the word's gonna get out. She's gonna talk to other bosses, and they're gonna find out. It's never gonna ever fucking know what happened.
No, we act like
I'm
there's
never gonna
like
mention this on another. I'm not gonna like put it down on my next resume. Like, oh, I ghosted this place after 2 weeks. It was quite an interesting experience.
We do act sometimes like there's an underground like boss chat
Central
stream
database
where like they're all like checking stuff out. You have like a permanent record where they can be like, he fucking quit after 2 weeks. He fucking threw salad dressing at one of his bosses. Don't hire this guy. He wore shorts to an interview. You know, like it's the same thing with like a permanent record from school. I've been like really on my daughter has been like freaking out about grades lately. And I finally just had to say, you're in 8th grade. These grades don't matter. They don't matter till next year. So figure it out by next year. You're going to be just fine. But we're so like beat into thinking there's like a file on us everywhere we go. That's why getting written up scares some people.
Right.
And then somebody like me just like, what does it even mean? Like most people don't even ask what it means.
Yeah.
Like I ask what it means because I just want to like it's like what does getting written up mean?
So
like,
what exactly is how does the circumstances change? Do I get docked in any way? Is there extra work involved? Do I have to address you differently?
But I used to see people go out and like fucking kick the trash can and turn red and like dig their fingernails into their make a fist so hard it digs their fingernails into their hand because they got fucking written up. Fucking Mike is a fucking piece of shit. And like I was always like, dude, cool it, man.
Yeah.
Did you get fired? No? Okay. It's just written up. Who cares?
Right. They can't do anything with this paper. Not even give you a paper cut with it.
And like but you're supposed to think that written up means, oh, well, you know, if you quit and somebody calls for a reference and we tell them you got written up, they're not going to like that. They're going to think like, whoa, this guy got written up one time.
Only bad boys.
We don't hire bad boys. Workers leave one evening and never return is like, that's the last type.
What was it?
Workers leave one evening and never return is the last type of ghosting. And I gotta say,
it's a ghost story, and he never returned. He said all day long he told us about how he couldn't wait to build lifelong relationships with all of us. He got really wasted at lunch and said that he was gonna be a part of our lives forever, and then he never showed up. I think it was some sort of sick joke.
He came up to me and told me he can't wait till retirement day when I hand him his gold watch. He was saying that to me, and then all of a sudden, he's gone, and I can't get a hold of him anymore.
And I'm just wondering, like, where are we at?
Yeah.
You know, where's this thing, where the card's going to lie? Because I signed up for forever, bro. I'm not giving up on him. He's going to be my employee.
I already bought his retirement day card. Yeah. I have cards in my drawer here for when everybody retires, just in here, and it's ready for these employees. This is a life commitment. And now he left, and I wasted $4 on a greeting card.
Yeah. He's just fucking my life up. This is crazy. I wouldn't expect this from somebody that I made a commitment like that to.
Yeah, does he know that I had already got his exit interview stuff ready for his last day when he's 62?
I wrote a really sweet note.
Yeah, really sweet. I love this man. And he ghosted me. It is a weird thing this is a weird article to write now when you put it like that. It's like because people don't ghost jobs that are good jobs.
No.
Like I have talked to even me, like I generally have a rough relationship with my boss, but even at that I didn't mind that camera store job, right? I thought the boss was a dick,
right?
You know, but like I didn't like mind it, and I gave them basically notice. I asked for a day off. They said they weren't going to give it to me, and I said, well, I'm not going to come in, so I guess whatever. And then I left, and I never came back that day. And it was because I didn't, you know.
You quit that day?
Yeah. Well, no, I didn't quit that day. So basically, I said I got to go to Philadelphia for the Democratic National Convention, and I got to do a live show, and I'm going to need 4 days off that week. And he said, we can't give that to you. And I said, well, I mean, you're only paying me $8.50 an hour, so I'm gonna not come in. And he said, okay, that's fine. And then I was just done after that.
Okay.
I just quit on that last day. But I did come in all the way till the end because I liked Ricky and Troy in the warehouse. They were my buddies. That's who I'd been working with. And I thought they were great guys. And I was just like, I'm not going to leave. I don't think I'm going to leave. And that until it's my day. But any other job, like, you know, I wasn't treated with any kind of respect, and like the boss was an asshole, or he yelled at me, or like I tried to call. There was one where I tried to call in sick, and he told me I wasn't allowed, which is to me like that's a, you know how they say fireable offense? I call quittable offense, and that is a quittable offense for me. That's a get cussed out offense for me.
Right.
So,
yeah, I gave notice to one. When I moved to Texas, I gave notice, but I really liked them, and they were pretty accepting of me, and also were pretty good with money. When I bugged them for more money, they gave it to me.
Oh, yeah, they were nice. I mean, that place that you worked at in Columbus before you left the first time, like, you did have, like, sort of an affection for those people. And
yeah,
they basically hooked you up and let you do whatever you want for a good period there. So
sure.
I totally get that. And people,
yeah, I mean, you have to earn it. You have to earn it. And even also, if you are decent and someone feels like that from the beginning, they might even let you know.
Yeah.
But they also might not. And, like, it doesn't fucking matter. You're never going to see that person again.
Yeah, they might even, like, I could see myself, if somebody was cool to me, even keeping them posted that, look, I'm looking for a new job. You know, you can try to match the offer or, you know, whatever, but I'm looking for a new job, and if I get it, I'm going to leave here.
Right.
Like, I've seen people even do that and, like, not have a horrible thing, but that's not owed to anybody.
Right.
And the way that you get it is by not being a fucking asshole. Maybe reflect upon why people are avoiding having conversations with you.
That's what it is.
You know?
Yeah, I just didn't want to deal with the type of egotistical asshole that I had to at that fucking job. I really wanted to just tell them what was up, but I was like, I fucking hate this person. I don't want them to, you know, just get a chance to fire me or whatever. I really wanted to I did it to, like, personally harm them. That's why I do it.
Yeah, that's why I do it too. It's personal it's like they act like business is like they're like business isn't personal. It is. Like business is personal, and
I'm a nice personal sucker punch. I fucking don't respect you enough to say goodbye.
You feel like someone has a high level of interest only for them to disappear, Howar said.
I love that too. I love just being so interested. I love it. I remember that I did a job where for the interview, they basically made me go out and work for fucking free for 12 goddamn hours, you know, and they were like every day, they were like, we get here at 6:30, we get on site by 8. And we're hustling until 8, you know, and it was such a fucking long day. And I remember I was enjoying myself because I was just so over it by the end of the day. And I walked around to everybody and looked them in the face and was just like, I'm really excited to get started tomorrow. I think we're going to make a big change around here, and I'm down with the program. And I was just like heartily shaking everybody's hand and just like
down with the program.
So into it. It was like, I see a bright future with me here. I'm just like, I fucking loved it. I loved it.
I've been wanting a job like this for my whole fucking life.
Right.
Like an opportunity to come into a place and really work hard.
The stars are aligning.
Yeah. That is excellent.
Yeah, there was the boss on that was this greasy motherfucker. It was selling coupons. 5% of the money went to a charity. God. And the guy had on gold watch, gold bracelet, gold necklace, gold motherfucking earring, and was just sitting there like, we're raising money for a good cause, you know.
That is
talking like that.
Real dirtbag job.
He was
there.
awful.
Selling coupons is the sleaziest thing you can do, I think. I mean, dinars, but then coupons after that, especially when you're like, we give 5% to a charity. What charity? A charity.
Yeah.
Let you know later.
Some charity case that we find.
A charity. You know, I know a few. I just you know what I do every year in December? I drop it in one of those Santa Claus guys things.
Yeah.
The Salvation Army. Right. I drop them a little bit of money. Over the summer, woes he heard from clients emerged in his own life. A job candidate for a recruiter role asked for a day to mull over an offer, saying she wanted to discuss the terms with her spouse. Then she halted communications. Well, I guess you got an answer then.
Yeah, that's what it was.
You got an
You know
answer.
what? Yeah, I mean, I guess she could have said like, "I'll contact you if I'm interested."
In
My wife just does that too. That's a pretty good negotiation tactic, actually.
Yeah.
If you're just not immediately like, "I need this job,"
Yeah.
they're like, "All right, okay, you
Yeah.
bad? You think you bad?"
That's maybe another thing I did, desperation. I was
Yeah.
really shitty at like not showing my desperation because like I was so desperate for every
Yeah.
single job that I ever got. It's like I fucking need this, you know?
Right.
Even like the camera store that paid me $8.50 an hour, I had just quit that other job that was paying me $8.50 an hour, and I went in there like, God, I hope I get this because
Yeah.
I just quit this
I
job
need a
3 days
miracle
ago.
right now, God. If you're out there, my daughter needs shoes for Christmas.
Exactly. In fairness, Howar said, there are some folks who might have so many opportunities that they're considering that they honestly forgot. Well, maybe. But Keith Station, Director of Business Relations at Hartford Workforce Solutions, which connects job hunters with companies in Omaha, said service workers in his area are most likely to skip out on low-paying service positions. People just fall off the face of the earth, he said, of the area, which has an especially low unemployment rate of 2.8%. Low-paying service positions. Oh, imagine that. And when it's a recruiter looking for, because like a lot of service position, when you think, you're probably thinking restaurant, right?
Yeah.
McDonald's doesn't have a problem hiring people. They always bring people in. Like they can bring people in, like a McDonald's or something like that. They like hire on their own. They don't recruit people. So we're probably talking about call centers here.
Yeah.
Where we're probably talking about like selling coupons maybe or something,
Maybe
like
selling coupons?
telemarketing.
Yeah.
Like so people just leave. Some Nebraska employers are trying to avoid unfilled shifts with apprentice programs that guarantee raises and additional training over time. Then you want to stay and watch your wage grow, Station said. Other recruitment businesses point to solutions from China, where ghosting took off during the past decade's explosive growth. We generally make 2 offers for every job because somebody doesn't show up, said Rebecca Henderson. Oh, that's great. Chief executive of Randstad Sorcerite, a talent acquisition firm. And if both hires stick around, she said, her multinational clients are happy to deepen the bench. That they get rid of one of them.
Yeah.
Like they hire 2 people. Like there's no way these people are being like, we make 2 offers and we just hire 2 people.
Yeah.
And keeping them around. While ghosting in the United States does not yet require that level of backup
I have
planning.
to go piss really bad.
Go for it. While ghosting in the United States does not require that level of backup planning, consultants urge employers to build a meaningful relationship at every stage of the hiring process. Someone who feels invested in an enterprise is less likely to bounce, write Melissa and Jonathan Nightingale, co-authors of How Fucked Up Is Your Management? An Uncomfortable Conversation About Modern Leadership. How annoying is that? These new books where they just cuss all the time, where they're like, we're gonna get your fucking life back in shape, you fucking piece of shit. Or like, getting your rock star job back into fucking ass-kicking ways of I don't know. The subtle art of not giving a fuck, okay? That's a real one, too. Employees leave jobs that suck, they said in an email. Jobs where they're abused, jobs where they don't care about the work, and the less engaged they are, the less need they feel to give their bosses warning. Oh, well, Melissa and Jonathan Nightingale, good point. Been making it on Street Fight for 7 years. Don't have a book. Some employees are simply young and restless, said James Cooper, former manager of the Old Faithful Inn at Yellowstone Park, where he said people ghosted regularly. A few of his staffers were college students who lived in park dormitories for the summer. My favorite, he said, was a kid who left a note on the floor in his dorm that said, "Sorry, bros, had to ghost."
Boo!
He should have made like a ghost. Like used a sheet and kept the little eyes out and they went, "Boo, I've ghosted."
Throw it over a lamp.
Other ghosters describe an inner voice that just says, "Nah."
Yeah, that's right.
That's the one for me. No, I don't feel right about this.
Yeah, I could talk to him, but I'm not gonna do that.
Zach Keel. Oh, I love this. Zach Keel, a 26-year-old server in Austin, made the call last year to flee a Texas bar/cinema. Well, I think we know what Alamo Drafthouse. After realizing he would have to clean the place until sunrise. More work, he calculated, was always around the corner. I didn't call, Keel said. I didn't show up. I figured no point in feeling guilty about something that wasn't that big of an issue. Turnover is so high anyway.
This is what working is like. This is not the people's fault.
No, this is the job.
This is them reacting to what the fucking, they're acting like there's just this mishmash of positions that people can just jump into. There's not like a booming economy of things that are being accomplished that are going, that this is resulting from,
It's just I mean, why would
when they talk about benefits, there's the healthcare costs $1 billion. There's no reason to stick around, and the only way a lot of times you can get more money is to move to another place. Right.
No, but most of the time employers are basically like, we've got you already.
Yeah.
You're not going, like, we just finished Boston Market Undercover Boss, and somebody was talking about how I just will have to quit and then apply somewhere else, or maybe I'll quit and apply back to Boston Market Corporate, and then maybe they'll hire me.
Yeah.
Because just so many jobs don't hire from the inside. They say it. You go to your orientation and they say that they do it. They just don't do it.
They don't.
There's those positions, like all those corporate positions are people that get hired out of college and have never worked for a business like that. And that's how they hire. Like there isn't advancement, and there's no reason to give them the respect. Like, they're not giving you the respect. They're not considering you for a lot of these jobs. I mean, they're not considering a good shift manager at fucking Arby's to work in the Arby's corporate office. They consider them staying there, and they'll give them a little piecemeal raise every, point of 5% raise every year. But they're not corporate material. And that's how they act. And that's how all these jobs are. I mean, I don't know how many jobs I have where I just watch managers get hired in, like, straight up, like, at a place like the cable company, where it's like, well, it seems fairly obvious that you can take the person with the best numbers and interview those people and find somebody to do the manager job, maybe put a posting up for the manager job. I remember they were hiring a manager for the service department, and all these guys that had been there for 20 years applied for this job, and they gave it to a guy that applied from outside. And it was just like, well, like, why would I believe in this place? Like, why would I? And the guy above him got hired in from outside, and the person above him was hired in from outside. Like, so, like, it was like, I could work as hard as I fucking want, but I'm always just going to be this person. I'm always just going to be in this little niche. There's nowhere else for me to go. There's only a few fucking jobs at the top, and there's no, how do you get those?
Right.
I don't think.
No, it's not even how do you get those. Not everybody can have them.
Not everybody can have them is the other thing. But even then.
But you're right.
Not everybody can have them is the truth. But even a lot of times, people who have worked hard and deserve them, have no chance of getting them.
No, that busted me up, was working at that warehouse where the bosses were just sitting at a computer and making sure that, like, all of the little changes that were handed down from corporate were happening in the aisleways. Mm-hmm. And they would only hire people with, like, that had fucking college degrees. Mm-hmm. And it pissed me off so bad, because I could have done such a good job. I would have done a great job at that. It was nothing advanced project, no advanced skills required other than, like, following direction and knowing how to do the job. They were babysitters.
I mean, that is a perfect situation where it's like there's a lot of pickers that could definitely offer like, if you're a pick and pack place, there's a lot of people that have been doing that for a very long time that could definitely offer a kind of insight that you're not going to get from some kid. Look, when I was in college, I had a course called The Sociology of Work. And I was in this class. The professor was a libertarian, South Park guy, you know, and like there were a lot of business. The business students were forced to be in there, and like their opinions were like very distressing and concerning. And those are the people that they hired to do those management jobs and logistics and stuff like that. So you go to a warehouse, and it's these people that have like really never done anything in their life except for turning all their homework at college.
Right.
And it just that myth of like working your way up from the bottom for a lot of people is not the real thing.
Yeah.
So that's it for the show this week.
Yeah, that's a terrible fucking way to end the show. What a shitty show.
It's a shitty show, but hey, you know, we'll be out on the West Coast. We'll tell. That's not how we end the live shows, okay?
Right. The live shows are much happier occasions. Thanks for listening and watching on the stream. We appreciate all the people that chatted and showed up. The numbers are through the roof. Wow, this is one of our best ones so far. Thanks for all the support and love that you give us all. We got Gumball shirts available. We got a Lonnie Tunes pre-order available. If you want to give the gift of Lonnie Tunes this Christmas season, Hanukkah season, Kwanzaa season, Festivus season, Krampus season, you can do that by buying a gift certificate that your receiver can go and trade in at store.streetfightradio.com. That's the place to get the merch. That's the place also to get tickets to our San Francisco show. We are handling tickets for that show. Everywhere else, it's available by going to streetfightradio.com. Right there on the front page, there is a post that says West Coast Tour. You can come see us in Seattle, Washington on January 5th. We're going to be at the Clockout Lounge. Portland, Oregon on the 6th. We're going to be at Lola's at the Crystal Ballroom. The 7th in Eugene at Old Nick's Pub. The Golden Bull Thursday on the 9th in LA. I'm sorry. God damn it. In Oakland. I was doing so good up until then. And then Saturday the 12th at the Satellite in Los Angeles. It's going to be going down. I'm getting a tattoo, I think, on Friday, maybe in LA. So I'm excited about that. We'll probably get some fun shit, hang out with some cool people. There's a lot of surprises coming up as far as guests. Once we get them confirmed, we'll get you the full announcements, but you don't want to miss these shows. They're going to be a big event. We're really excited that we get to fly in an airplane and go do shows for all y'all, so get ready for a good ass time. We are Street Fight Radio. I'm Brett. He's Brian. What's that?
We can announce Brace and Q-Mars for Oakland.
All right, so Oakland people, we are going to have special guests. Brace, Belden, Piss Pig Granddad, Piss Pig Grandma, is going to be there at the Oakland show at the Golden Bull. Also, Q-Mars Salahi from Delete Your Account podcast, you know and love them. They will join us on stage so that we can have a good ass time with everybody and give you all a next level show. So get those tickets, store.streetfightradio.com. I'm even thinking about asking another guest, a third show appearance person. I just have to get their permission, but we might have a third guest. So
might have 4 actually there because we might have Ladouce Violet there too.
God damn, that's gonna be fun.
It's a stacked show, and in LA, we have Rob Wisman in LA so far, and then other people.
Yeah, we should just do maybe a Murderer's Row section at the end and just all sit and talk shit.
That's what we're gonna do, man.
I
have all kinds of plans.
Thanks for listening to the show. We are Street Fight Radio. You can find us on social media at Street Fight WCRS. You can find him on Twitter. He's at Murder Brian. You can find me on social. I'm at Brett Payne. We'll see you later this week with the call-in show this Sunday. We are taking your calls this Sunday. 614-412-5252. I'm talking too fast. Peace.